Lynn, and I worked at Northern Virginia Community College, also known as NOVA, for my externship. And I did like presentations, Excel, putting together data and interpreting those data, and then like rejecting and accepting internship opportunities / positions into our NOVA database.
And how did you like it?
I really liked it. I learned a lot from it with my presentations. I was able to be better at public speaking, answering questions on the spot. With approving and rejecting internship positions from employers, I was able to improve my attention to detail and my critical thinking skills. I'm really thinking about what matches the criteria that NOVA wants and what NOVA needs for their students. And yeah, I just think overall it's really nice.
I got the opportunity to work at Hutchinson Elementary with the first grade teacher. Her name is Recinos. I was able to observe her classroom for a week. I was there observing her and also how the students work because I am an aspiring elementary school teacher myself.
And how did you like the experience?
I love the experience. So being an educator, you really do not get a sense of how the classroom is until you're in the classroom yourself. So you can learn all the strategies, all the classroom management, but if you're not in there, you do not get the full picture. So I'm really happy that through this Herndon externship, I got to get that full picture of what is the reality of being a teacher and what it takes. So you're not there just nurturing the students, but you're there to develop their motor skills, those basic math, English skills, and their social skills to eventually lead them to those upper levels and set them up for success in the future.
I was at the HealthWorks organization for my externship. I was at the Herndon location specifically, and I was a front desk assistant, so I was with the receptionist, checking people in, checking people out, and some of the aspects that I found really interesting about this job is I really enjoy customer service, and so I enjoyed seeing the interactions that they had with people, and it's always a special experience to be able to see what goes on behind the computer screens that you're staring at the back of, and so we got to see a lot of like the inclusivity aspects of their clinic with language barriers and insurance barriers and referrals and things like that. What they didn't have on site, they were able to offer as an opportunity off site. They had a lot of hiring based on accessibility to like communicate with their customers. They knew who their customer base was, and so we got to witness a lot of like what went on in that sense of giving people the forms that they needed, updating information. We got to work with their system a little bit and see who patients who had gone off the grid, like where are you, and what's wrong with the information, how can we reach out better. We got a tour of the clinic itself, and it was a lot bigger than it seemed, and the woman who gave us a tour gave us, this is what, this room is used for. It's this is where we do all of our lab testing, this is where we do all of our referral programs, this is our meeting room, things like that. So it was really interesting to be able to see like the ins and outs of a clinic, especially because we were at the front desk ourselves. It felt important because it's that when you walk in, it's the first impression that you have of a place. So even just the cleanliness of the desk itself or the interactions that you have with the people, like the people who are serving you there, it kind of sets up like what you think that your experience there is going to be. And overall, I think that people had a positive one.
I saw a lot of the inner things that happen. So they have a bunch of opportunities that I know all colleges have. So career fairs, I know how to like better function and go around talking to employers there. With me being at the site, already seeing everything happening. I also see like the behind the scenes of like what employers are looking for when they do post these internship opportunities. I've talked directly to employers as well to actually get an insight on what they need from their students or interns. And so I think just being able to work at a college, I've learned a lot more about the resources that all colleges have, which will really help me when I go to college, and I know where to find those resources.
I was able to learn how different needs in the classroom impact everyone. So I was in an inclusion classroom that included special needs, behavior issues, and also students that their first language is not English. So in university, I will be able to focus more in those classrooms now that I have this perspective on how those children influence the classroom. I'll be able to adapt myself as their educator to be able to learn those skills. If my student lashed out, why did he lash out?
Yes.
How do I keep the rest of my students safe, but also address his emotional needs, not to put his needs aside, but also get to the deep root of that cause. So in university, I'll be able to specifically learn for that and apply my learning once I'm in the classroom.
One of the things that really surprised me about this this externship, which I guess is already like taught to people, but you don't realize it until you witness it, is how much a language can connect people. So I was around a lot of Spanish speakers, and I'm not a Spanish speaker myself. It's a language that I've been taking for a long time, but native versus classroom is very different. And so it was really it was heartwarming actually to see like how people interacted when they realized that they could speak in a language that they were comfortable in, and therefore have an experience that they were comfortable with. And so apart from like the medical field itself, that sort of like customer service aspect and all of the things that come with it, apart from language itself, everything else as well, that's something that I'm really like interested in specifically, and it's something that I enjoy doing. So if I'm ever looking for a summer job or something like that, I always look for something where I'm interacting with people, and so going into college, I think it like really motivates me that even though I'm not going into the medical field, and I'm going to something unrelated completely, I want to do something in the future where I'm able to have those kind of like interactions with people, regardless of whether it's behind a desk or on the field or whatever it may be. I want to be able to talk to people because I know that that influences the experiences that they have a whole lot.
You each chose things that had specific career focus. But Anna was talking about something else that she learned outside of that. You both talked about cultural awareness and things outside. When you think about an externship and when you think about the experience, and 10 years from now when you look back on it, what would you say your biggest takeaway would be from this? Is it about the specific career? Is it about learning what kinds of people you work with? What kinds of activities that you would like to engage in? What kinds of things come to mind when you think about your next opportunity? Because I know all three of you are going to do this kind of thing again before you go into the real world. I know you are.
I would say being able to adapt yourself to the environment. So going into an externship or an internship, you have to be ready for anything that comes your way. If you're looking for opportunities, they're probably right at the door. You just need to go ahead and open that door. Take that initiative, be there and be on top of your game, because everything is not going to be handed to you. You have to put in your hard work. So first off, you need to get to know yourself first. Which career field? Where am I interested? It's okay to go into an internship, totally not like it, but you know, oh, this is probably not the career field for me. On the other hand, make a lot of connections. Use your authority figures, your mentors, and all that stuff. Use your resources, because those resources are like gold. If you use them adequately right now, they will help you succeed in your future career, wherever you're going, either university, trade school, or straight to the workforce. Social skills, communication skills, respecting one another, even presenting yourself. Hi, my name is Jacqueline. This is what I'm interested in. That gives you that first impression that sets you up for success. And that's the advice that I would give you as an underclassman. Take the Hernan externship.
Yeah.
No matter where, just take it. Put yourself out there, and you're for sure going to succeed.
That's the pitch I saw on the job fair. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was one thing that I wanted to bounce off of. Is I grew up being told like the world is connections. So it's everyone is within 6 degrees of each other. Everyone knows everyone, and that's how you get anywhere, is by knowing people. And this is a free opportunity to get to know people and also to get to know environments, because the same thing applies to like jobs. Is apart from the job itself and the career that you want to go into. I personally didn't go into an externship of like the exact field that I want to go into, but I also have an interest in exploring almost everything. So I wanted to go and see like, hey, maybe what if I like this? And I did like aspects of it. So if you're going into something, then my advice would just to be go in with an open mind and come out with an even more open mind. So it would be to like go in, find what you like and find what you don't like. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But it's the aspect of like, I went into a medical field and found out something about language barriers. And so they're not related, but somehow they are. And so just like finding the little things of, hey, I appreciate this part and I am not interested in this part, and just being able to like use those aspects to refine your own goals. And so like going into whatever I want to go into, even though it may not be like medical, I'm like would use that. So take the opportunities that you have, like she was saying. Like I took the opportunity that I had, and it turned out well for me. So yeah.
Mona, I know you've got something to say on
Go
this.
for it.
There's so much. I honestly really agree with both of you on those two, like heavily. Especially, I feel like you just have an open mind. Just try things, and just even if it's out of your comfort zone and you're scared, just do it scared. Like genuinely, these people are here to help you, and you could get a lot out of these connections. It's sometimes not about what you know, but instead of who you know. And I've gotten like recommendation letters from my supervisor, and they have been able to be like a contact on my resume. Like these are connections that you can use throughout your lifetime, no matter what. And like just going out of your comfort zone, like ask the questions that you're curious to ask about, because you never know unless you ask. And sometimes the worst answer you could get is a no. And it's better to try than to just never know the answers of like, what if? So I would definitely say just go for your opportunities and go in with an open, growing mindset of, like Anum said, maybe this isn't directly connected to what I want in my future, but it will teach you something. Like every opportunity, every experience will teach you something in life, whether it's like how to communicate with people, how to ask questions, when to ask questions, how should I word my wording and phrase my stuff to get the most out of people. Like you can learn anything, and just go in with a growing mindset of I can learn something from this, and I think you'll do great.
Now that you've had this experience, how will you think about school differently? Like if you had done this in your junior year, or you had a job like this in the summer, or as you're going to college, does this influence how you think about classes you pick, or how you engage school, or things you choose to do outside of school? I'm getting 3 nods, so whichever one of you wants to go first, jump in.
I mean, I can give a general answer of like that. As much as educators and school systems attempt to make a classroom like inclusive to all of like the opportunities of the world, you really are still just in a classroom, and you don't get that one-on-one like hands-on experience unless you're in a different setting. And the opportunity to be in that setting and like experience what the actual ins and outs of an organization or a corporation actually are is very different from reading about it, hearing about it, like seeing it on a screen. And so in that sense, it just kind of puts into perspective the things that you've learned, because we go through, especially going through the college process and application process, like early in your senior year, you learn how to word things so that at a college, like you get accepted to a college based off of what you said, because it reached out to someone. And you presented yourself in a certain way. Now that all comes into like play, and you realize why that's important is because you're talking to people, you're presenting yourself in a certain manner that you want to make these connections. And so in terms of that, and also in terms of like career goals, as we were saying, is it may not always be like you're going into an externship of the very like specific career that you have in mind for your future, but that also refines like your ability and your want to pick classes based on what I now know that I want to do. So if I was picking, especially going to freshman year of college, and you're picking like gen ed classes and you're taking all of these things that everybody has to take, now like a better idea, it gives you a better idea of okay, well, now that I'm picking specific classes, I know that I want to take something that's geared towards what I know I want to do because I've tested that out in the real world. So if I thought that I initially wanted to go into medical field and then I went and tested it out, wasn't my style, then I know not to pick that in the future. So it really it clears your mind a little bit out of the doubts that come with the classroom.
Amen. How would you advise them to go through a program like this to prepare themselves for these experiences? But first, you two have to remember the last question I asked to answer that one. But I thought this will give you a chance to think about that question as well. And Nazir, you're welcome to speak to this as well.
So in my freshman year, I came into school knowing right off of the bat that maybe my family wouldn't be able to support me financially go to university. My mindset was that, but I know a lot of peers and friends that their mindset was, wow, go freshman year, more freedom, let's fool around, let's do everything. But I always say, set yourself up for success day one. Freshman year, I know it's hard, drama, friends, navigating your feelings, identity, and all that stuff, but you can work on that, but also set aside time to study, to build good habits, taking notes, and all that stuff, because once you have those basic skills, you can put them into use in your career field. How to actively listen and have a conversation with someone that has the same interests as you, how to hold eye contact, how to present yourself in a nice manner. That is very essential. Also, building yourself up for success, you have to put yourself aside. Yes, you're a kid, you have fun, yes, but also put time for yourself and for your future. Hard work is the number one key. Everything's hard in life. Math is hard. I did not like pre-calc. If your English is not your best subject, it's hard. But go through that hard so it becomes easy, and then you can apply that in different ways. Because reading, math, it doesn't stop at high school. You go to university, you'll still be practicing those skills. But overall, all these subjects help you have critical thinking skills. You have to be able to look at that bigger picture. Oh, yes, I'm in the classroom and I don't know what to do. Maybe you can apply your energy to be looking at outside things. I wish someone would have told me, do not join random clubs. Join clubs that are intentional. Explore yourself first. Maybe take those personality quizzes. How she mentioned, explore now so you do not have to explore in college that much, because college, each class is money.
Expensive.
So it's expensive to be exploring. But you can. But here it's more flexible in the sense that you have your teachers supporting you. Yeah. They're here to support you. You have to be your self-advocate to ask for help, to look for these opportunities. And that's what I would say. Look for those opportunities and work hard.
2 comments. 1, where were the 3 of you when I was 17? Number 2, you never stop exploring. How would you advise them to go through a program like this to prepare themselves for these experiences? But first, you two have to remember the last question I asked to answer that one. But I thought this will give you a chance to think about that question as well. And Nazir, you're welcome to speak to this as well.
So in my freshman year, I came into school knowing right off of the bat that maybe my family wouldn't be able to support me financially go to university. My mindset was that, but I know a lot of peers and friends that their mindset was, wow, go freshman year, more freedom, let's fool around, let's do everything. But I always say, set yourself up for success day one. Freshman year, I know it's hard, drama, friends, navigating your feelings, identity, and all that stuff, but you can work on that, but also set aside time to study, to build good habits, taking notes, and all that stuff, because once you have those basic skills, you can put them into use in your career field. How to actively listen and have a conversation with someone that has the same interests as you, how to hold eye contact, how to present yourself in a nice manner. That is very essential. Also, building yourself up for success, you have to put yourself aside. Yes, you're a kid, you have fun, yes, but also put time for yourself and for your future. Hard work is the number one key. Everything's hard in life. Math is hard. I did not like pre-calc. If your English is not your best subject, it's hard. But go through that hard so it becomes easy, and then you can apply that in different ways, because reading, math, it doesn't stop at high school. You go to university, you'll still be practicing those skills. But overall, all these subjects help you have critical thinking skills. You have to be able to look at that bigger picture. Oh, yes, I'm in the classroom and I don't know what to do. Maybe you can apply your energy to be looking at outside things. I wish someone would have told me, do not join random clubs. Join clubs that are intentional. Explore yourself first. Maybe take those personality quizzes. How she mentioned, explore now, so you do not have to explore in college that much, because college, each class is money.
Expensive.
So it's expensive to be exploring. But you can. But here it's more flexible in the sense that you have your teachers supporting you. Yeah. They're here to support you. You have to be your self-advocate to ask for help, to look for these opportunities. And that's what I would say. Look for those opportunities and work hard.
2 comments. 1, where were the 3 of you when I was 17? Number 2, you never stop exploring. I agree with what you're saying about college, but I have news for you. I'm still doing it.
I think with imagining your future, what helped me the most was the mentorship, because these people who were our mentors had more experience than I ever will right now. And you don't necessarily know a career unless you've been through it. So like if you're thinking about nursing, then like you don't necessarily think about the paperwork that people have to do, that nurses have to do. And so they really give you an insight on like what really is it really like being in that career. And so I think that really helped me with imagining your future.
Off what she said, learn through your mentors. They've committed those mistakes. So learn through their mistakes, through their experience. So you have that step up, that boost that maybe someone that doesn't have that mentor in that career field doesn't have. So that's a advantage that will help you and set yourself up for something else.
Yeah, my advice would be to take the advice that you get. So go in with an open mind and be open to changes, because your career, what you think that you want to go to, is not always going to stay consistent, especially after you talk to people that have gone into them and are giving you the details of like a career or like a profession. You know, maybe this is not what I want to do. And so be open to making those changes in your own mindset, and also exploring like further things within or like without the field that you think that you're interested in. Take the advice and take it to heart. So like go on and implement it. Don't just in one ear out the other. And also I would say like do your own, you'll get a lot of advice of, hey, maybe you should reach out to this person, reach out to that person. Actually go and reach out to those people, because that's a personal responsibility. That your mentor is there to help you, not to do the work for you. And so go out and do that work, because it will pay off, because of the advice that you're getting is important.
Thank you very much. That was amazing.